It is my distinct privilege to welcome each of you to this momentous occasion here at the University of Dubuque. Today we are gathered for a truly transformational announcement, one that promises to shape not only the future of our university, but also the health and well-being of our community, of the state of Iowa, and the greater Midwestern region. Before we begin, I would like to recognize our esteemed guests seated on the stage. Please hold your applause until all stage guests have been announced. We have on my right, Governor of the state of Iowa, Kim Reynolds. United States Senator Chuck Grassley. Mayor of the City of Dubuque, Brad Kavanaugh. Chairman of the University of Dubuque Board of Trustees, Doug Horseman. On my left is President Emeritus of the University of Dubuque, Dr. Jeffrey Bullock. Longtime University of Dubuque board member John Butler. John is also owner and chairperson of Cottingham and Butler. He received a Doctor of Humane Letters from UD. John's wife, Alice Butler, longtime friend and supporter of the University of Dubuque. She also received the Doctor of Humane Letters from UD for her service to the university. University of Dubuque board member Andy Butler. He is also executive chairman of Cottingham and Butler. And Andy's wife, Debbie Butler, University of Dubuque friend and supporter and founder of Brain Health Now. Please join me in recognizing and showing our appreciation for our esteemed stage party. I would also like for us to recognize other distinguished guests and dignitaries who notified us in advance that they will be joining us today. Their presence signifies the importance of this moment, and we are deeply grateful for their support. As I call your names, I ask that you please stand as you are able to be recognized. Audience members, please withhold your applause until all officials have been recognized. We will then extend our gratitude and appreciation for them after all names are read. In addition to the governor, the senator, and the mayor who were recognized with the stage party, we are also honored to have with us other representatives of Iowa's federal, state, county, and municipal leadership. Kim Ream is representing Joni Ernst, United States Senator. Carrie Kelker, Iowa Senator from the 33rd District. Thomas Townsend, Iowa Senator-elect from the 36th District. Dr. Stephen Bradley, Iowa Representative from the 66th District. Shannon Lundgren, Iowa Representative from the 65th District. Jennifer Smith, Iowa Representative-elect from the 72nd District. Harley Potoff, Dubuque County Supervisor. Michael Clausen, Dubuque County Treasurer. Mike Van Milligan, City Manager of Dubuque. Susan Farber, Dubuque City Council Member. Rick Jones, Dubuque City Council Member. Katie Wethel, Dubuque City Council Member. Rick Dickinson, President and CDO, Greater Dubuque Development Corporation. Molly Grover, President and CEO, Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce. We are also privileged to have with us several members of the University of Dubuque Board of Trustees with us today. Trustees, would you please stand also and be recognized? Let us all show our guest appreciation this morning. Thank you. Finally, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the members of the university community, our administration, faculty, staff, and students, and alumni. Your dedication and passion for the University of Dubuque are what makes days like today possible. Please join me in a round of applause for all of you. Today, we stand at the threshold of something truly remarkable. As president of the University of Dubuque, I cannot contain my excitement for what we are about to share. It has been said that transformational moments are rare, but when they come, they demand from us a time to come together as a community to celebrate. And that is what today is about, celebrating together as we take a bold step forward shaping the future of our university while serving our community. Now, without further ado, I invite you to direct your attention to the video screen overhead as we unveil the vision and promise of this transformational announcement.
The University of Dubuque began in 1852 with Reverend Adrian Van Vliet's vision, along with two of his students who had a deep concern for the spiritual welfare of an immigrant community of Christian followers. That deep concern for the welfare of our community continues today. With a focus on leadership, innovation, and the mission, we continue to honor our Christian heritage through our dedication to educating students who strive to make a difference within their communities. At UD, students are invited to be and become, to be servants and become leaders. Our country is facing a healthcare crisis. By 2036, the Association of American Medical Colleges projects the U.S. will have a shortage of up to 86,000 physicians, and Iowa isn't immune. Currently, Iowa ranks 44th in total active physician supply and 45th in active primary physicians. What's more, 97 out of 99 counties are classified as health professional shortage areas, according to the Iowa Medical Society. The University of Dubuque has been answering the call through the continued expansion of our strong nursing and physician assistant academic programs. And to enhance these programs, we're excited to announce the state of Iowa's first new medical school in 125 years. The College of Osteopathic Medicine at the University of Dubuque.
The University of Dubuque has a strong position already in the healthcare industry. We offer a nursing program and also a PA program, and both have been very successful in putting healthcare professionals in communities in Iowa and the Midwest. And so having physicians as part of that healthcare supply is going to be a tremendous support, a feather in the cap for the university, but also supplying the needs of the healthcare industry around us.
The shortage of healthcare providers, of physicians, is absolutely at a crisis point. And I'll tell you, I've been doing this for 25 years, and never has it been worse in terms of our ability to retain and to recruit necessary essential providers.
The demand for physicians is high across the country, but in the Midwest in particular, and especially in rural areas of the Midwest. So the fact that this is a program that's coming to our community, which is a community that is built around a rural environment, is, I think, an incredibly important one and a really great fit.
It's transformational for the university, it's transformational for Dubuque County. It brings in a whole new subset of resources. The addition of the staff, the addition of the students, it will change the face of Dubuque.
At the University of Dubuque, we remember that Van Vliet's call and deep concern for his community would establish an educational institution. And we are proud of the impact our students have made and will continue to make as they shape the future of healthcare in Iowa and the Midwest.
So you can see why we think what is being announced today is transformational. I believe this announcement is appropriately designated as such for three key reasons. First, the University of Dubuque is proud to announce our intention to establish a College of Osteopathic Medicine, a program that will not only help educate the next generation of physicians in Iowa and the greater Midwest, but it will also serve as a transformative force for healthcare and economic development in this region. Having a medical school in Dubuque will address a critical need. Osteopathic medicine offers an innovative and holistic approach to addressing this crisis. It treats the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, not just isolated symptoms. Osteopathic physicians, or DOs, are trained to understand the interconnectedness of systems, focusing on prevention and long-term health. Importantly, DOs are more likely to practice in primary care in underserved areas, aligning well with Iowa's healthcare needs. Eventually, once the school is fully operational, we anticipate having an enrollment of 800 medical school students. That is 400 students on campus enrolled taking courses in a new medical school complex, and 400 spread across the tri-state area and beyond on clinical rotations. To say it another way, this program will attract 400 new graduate students each year to reside in Dubuque. The ripple effect on our local economy will be profound. Second, I believe this announcement is appropriately designated as transformational because of where the University of Dubuque would like to locate the medical school. We could locate the school on the University of Dubuque campus proper, but the university believes that an initiative of this scale, magnitude, and scope not only belongs in Dubuque, but that it belongs in downtown Dubuque. The university is currently considering a couple of locations downtown to be potential sites for the College of Osteopathic Medicine's future home. So why Dubuque, and why downtown? Dubuque is strategically located at the crossroads of the Midwest. A medical school here will serve as a beacon for our students from across the region and beyond, attracting talent, retaining graduates, and addressing healthcare disparities in the communities we serve. Choosing downtown as a location for the College of Osteopathic Medicine is intentional and symbolic. The University of Dubuque began downtown nearly 120 years ago. Under the visionary leadership of our second president, Cornelius Steffens, he moved it up to its current place. And returning downtown, so to speak, with this transformative initiative is not just a homecoming of sorts. It is a reaffirmation of our commitment to the community that has been our foundation. Moreover, this program will complement the University of Dubuque's existing healthcare programs, such as nursing and physician assistant studies. This integration will ensure that our graduates are collaborative, compassionate, and prepared to meet the challenges of tomorrow. Establishing a medical school is no small task. This endeavor has been quietly in progress for well more than a year, guided by dedicated individuals who have worked tirelessly to develop this vision. And today, we are making this vision public, but much work remains. We will be pursuing accreditation with the Commission on Osteopathic College Accreditation, a rigorous process that ensures the highest standards of education and operation. This journey will take several years. Our goal is to welcome the inaugural class of medical students in August of 2028, about 3.5 years from now. But the impact of this endeavor will extend for generations. I would like now to invite the University of Dubuque Board Chair, Doug Horstman, to deliver a few remarks. Following Chair Horstman, the Honorable Mayor of the City of Dubuque, Brad Kavanaugh, will then come forward to say a few words on behalf of his office.
Good morning and welcome, everyone. What a great group of students, faculty, staff, and invited guests we have here today. Thank you all for coming. I have had the honor of serving as trustee here at my alma mater for the past 19 years and as board chair since June 1st of this year. I am succeeding Joe Clappity, Chair Emeritus, who served in this role for the past 22 years, and he continues to serve on the board. He and his wife, Linda's dedication and commitment to the mission at the university over the past 3 decades has been outstanding. Thank you, Joe and Linda. In early 2023, Joe, Dr. Bullock, and his administrative team, after much research, brought to the Board of Trustees the idea of starting a school of osteopathic medicine at the university. You might imagine what the first reactions were, like, wow, are you guys nuts? To, yeah, that sounds pretty cool, and everything in between. But after the presentation we received, we thought it was very worthwhile to move forward and certainly take a hard look at it. As conversations continued and Dr. Bullock decided to step back from his role as president, the board decided to continue the conversation of the DO program and other initiatives as we searched for Jeff's replacement. As always, it was understood by the board that our new initiatives would move forward, but that our new president would need to have sufficient time to consider and hopefully support the initiatives before we started any formal process. As Dr. Frampton came on board, also on June 1st of this year, he did his research into the DO program and felt excited about the initiative. At our board meeting this October, we voted unanimously to move forward with a request for certification to start the School of Osteopathic Medicine, subject to finding the necessary financial support. Since then, much work and many people have taken place to get us to where we are today. The Board of Trustees is unanimous that a School of Osteopathic Medicine at the University of Dubuque is the right decision at the right time and in the right place, Dubuque, Iowa. We look forward to gaining the necessary accreditor approvals to move forward. Thank you.
Well, welcome, everyone. Are you excited? I mean, this is incredible. I'm so happy to see everybody here today. I understand we were expecting about 250 people, and we have around 350 from what I understand. So clearly, this is an exciting day. And it is really good to see you here for it. I mean, this is a day where history is being made here at UD and here in Dubuque. So first, I want to say thank you very much. President Frampton, thank you very much for the invitation to be here. Former President Bullock, thank you for joining us as well. Senator Grassley, very good to see you here in person. Thank you very much for making the trip and taking the time. Governor Reynolds, welcome again to another thing in Dubuque. We were joking on the way in that we probably need to get her an apartment here because we have so many trips to Dubuque to be able to make all these announcements. So she's already accepted the invitation, so that's good to know. But as always, it is really great to see you, and thank you very much for being here and your continuing partnership with the city of Dubuque and the Dubuque region. So speaking of excitement, wow. I mean, this is truly incredible news. It really is. And it is the first new medical school in Iowa in 125 years, and it's going to open right here in Dubuque. Not only that, the University of Dubuque has decided that the home for this great institution will be right in downtown Dubuque. It's hard to imagine a more exciting outcome for our community right now. Not only will this initiative create a tremendous opportunity for workforce development for our already strong community of local healthcare providers, including Crescent Community Health Center, Medical Associates, Mercy One Dubuque Medical Center, Unity Point Health Finley Hospital, and Grand River Medical Group, and others. But the addition of more students, faculty, and staff to our increasingly vibrant downtown will be a true catalyst for the great momentum we are already experiencing in our city. I think this is a perfect moment for us to stop and reflect on just what we are all accomplishing here together in Dubuque with bold decisions like the one that we're hearing about today. With the Field of Dreams project, Chaplain Schmidt Island redevelopment, over 2,400 new housing units being proposed, numerous industrial expansion projects, redevelopment of the Central Avenue corridor, major expansion projects proposed by the Dubuque Museum of Art, the Dubuque Community Y, and the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium, more historic Millwork District projects, 3 new hotels under construction, the other recent announcement by the University of Dubuque of a major expansion of their aviation program, and now this. Our region is experiencing a major renaissance. In the 1980s, when they asked, will the last person to leave Dubuque please turn out the lights? Do you think they ever envisioned this 40 years later? So congratulations, Dubuque. Yeah. Congratulations, Dubuque, and a heartfelt congratulations and thank you to the University of Dubuque. The city of Dubuque stands with you now and in the future as you take this bold step forward. The future of the Dubuque community is bright, and I look forward to our continuing success in the years ahead. Thank you.
So, I have another announcement to make. Before we move forward any further in our conversation regarding establishing a medical school at the University of Dubuque and locating it downtown, those are certainly two of the reasons for today's announcement, and certainly why it's transformational, both for the university and for the city. But there is also a third reason why we believe this is transformational and why we're gathered here today. Perhaps the best way to state this third reason is by way of a story. And you know, some stories are so important and significant and impactful that it takes the work of 2 university presidents to tell it. So I think it's only appropriate for the 11th president of the University of Dubuque, President Emeritus Dr. Jeffrey Bullock, to begin telling our story by way of introducing a very special couple and their love for the University of Dubuque and for the city of Dubuque.
I thought Travis was going to invite me to take an offering here is what I was...
That's coming.
That's coming. Well, thank you, President Frampton, and thank you for the invitation to share a few personal words about John and Alice and the Butler family. It's been a privilege for Dana and me for nearly 30 years to build a friendship with John and Alice, Susan and Ed, Andy and Debbie. There have been many wonderful moments of shared life together, and probably far too many to share. But we are truly grateful for that friendship, and those of you who have deep friendships understand exactly what I'm talking about. As some of you know, John has been a member of our Board of Trustees through 5 different decades. And though he has been the board member, it is also important to note that Alice has been a full partner in virtually every detail of John's involvement with UD. In fact, I suspect that on more than one occasion, Alice digested most of our board meeting materials even while John was working his way through them, which is absolutely terrific because her attention to detail and astute intellect certainly has been a benefit to all of us here at UD. It's also true that for nearly the last 70 years, together they have grown Cottingham and Butler to be one of the largest private insurance brokers in the country. In other words, this has always been a partnership. The Butler name has been synonymous with philanthropy throughout this community for many years. John and Alice, Susan and Andy and their families have truly led the way in making our region better, stronger, and even more philanthropic. From Butler Hall here in Heritage Center to the beautiful organ to your left, many other education and arts institutions in addition to Butler College Prep in Chicago, investing in ways that leave the world a better place than they found it has been a recurring theme for the entire family. As a member of our board, John and other trustees have consistently been open to ideas that develop new programming to meet the needs of today's world. To that end, 25 years ago, the university underwent what was called the Plan for Transformation. After a new mission was clarified, some programs were discontinued and new programs added. And programs continue to be developed, including our growing array of health-related offerings, such as our nursing and physician assistant program. These opportunities for students have been wildly successful, and when complemented by some of our other professional programs like flight operations and aviation management, the university has continued to be aggressive and relevant to our best to serve our students and society at a time when many schools are floundering. Aviation, healthcare, expanding entrepreneurial programs, and growing philanthropy are all part of the board's focus that provides support for this mission, its students, faculty, staff, trustees, and alumni. Now, Governor Reynolds, I know you to be a strong supporter of higher education in this state, specifically in our case through the Iowa Tuition Grant. And we are grateful, sincerely grateful for your continued support and leadership. And it's important for you to see that your support in places like UD is complemented by the amazing philanthropic investment of our trustees, alums, and benefactors for the singular purpose of strengthening the experience of the students that come here to improve their lives and their prospects. All of this is about our students, and we thank you for your administration's support of them. And there's yet one more demonstration of that commitment to students, to our community, to this region and state. We have been gathered here today by President Frampton to share in an announcement of yet another investment in people by John and Alice Butler, a transformative announcement that builds upon our growing commitment to fulfilling the healthcare gap that will not only further strengthen the University of Dubuque, but will transform this community and will importantly provide services for the entire Midwest, Upper Midwest, and Mountain West region of our country.
Thank you, Jeff. At this moment, I would like for us all to consider two important quotes by two significant leaders in the history of the University of Dubuque, one from the past and the other from the present. The University of Dubuque's second president, I mentioned before, Cornelius Steffens, wrote a book about his tenure as president long, long ago. The book he wrote is entitled Adventures in Money Raising. At the close of the book, President Steffens states, and remember these words were penned almost 100 years ago, from the days of Van Fleet, the Dutch tailor, to the complex requirements of the Christian task of today, the history of the University of Dubuque has been one of courageous adventurings into the future. The other important quote comes from another significant leader, our current Board of Trustee member, John Butler. His quote comes from a recent correspondence he sent me. I believe John's words embody the same audacious spirit he expressed by President Steffens so many years ago. John and Alice Butler have certainly incarnated the spirit of courageous adventurings into the future and have encouraged us all to capture that same spirit. I'll let the Butlers speak for themselves, and I quote, Alice and I are extremely pleased to support the University of Dubuque's endeavor to establish the College of Osteopathic Medicine. In this regard, we are willing to do the following. 1, donate $50 million to the University of Dubuque. 2, You guys are going to get a workout. So I need to put this line in here, donating that money in accordance with accreditation standards. 2, once the accreditation process for the medical school is approved, the gift will be used to support the medical school in the following ways. Of that $50 million gift, $25 million for endowed scholarships. 50% of that amount for undergraduate health science students, and the other 50% for Dubuque County students from Iowa. Those students that were just mentioned are those that would enroll into the DO program. Of that $50 million, $10 million to endowment support, annual lab research, and equipment updates for all health-related programs, including undergraduate, nursing, physician assistant, and DO. $10 million to endowment support DO initiatives, program development, outreach, and education efforts, and $5 million to endowment to recruit, support, and retain leadership of the highest quality for the DO program. Three. Further, Alice and I will donate an additional $10 million to further help the medical school's establishment. Ladies and gentlemen, the Butler's total gift amount of $60 million to the University of Dubuque. John concluded his correspondence with me, quote, "We are delighted to support a Dubuque organization which has strong Dubuque roots and a tremendous future, and we hope our gift makes that future even brighter." John, I can tell you this, you and Alice have inspired us all into more courageous adventurings into the future. And I promise you that UD's future, in your words, will be ever brighter because of your and Alice's extreme generosity. So thank you both. I will now ask Jeffrey Bullock to come up to the podium for one more announcement.
Well, as we've all heard, John and Alice have decided to make a substantial gift, that's an understatement, to the university that will radically transform this campus for future generations, for the students we serve, and for the impact the College of Osteopathic Medicine will have locally, regionally, and nationally. The impact the medical school will have will extend beyond our home in Dubuque. Given the extremely generous legacy of John and Alice Butler at the University of Dubuque through 5 different decades, the university would like to honor John and Alice Butler by naming this new courageous adventuring into the future the John and Alice Butler College of Osteopathic Medicine.
I would now like to invite to the podium the Honorable United States Senator Chuck Grassley to make a few remarks.
Thank you all. I'm not going to kid you any. It's hard for me to do anything but distract from the good news you've already had. Jeff, I want you to know I've known the Butlers longer than you have. Yeah, and thank you, President Frampton, and thank you, Governor and Mayor. It's a privilege for me to be with you. I thank you for the invitation to join you today to celebrate this new College of Osteopathic Medicine that is now named after the Butlers. This is really a big deal. Let me say that's considering the fact that in my years in the United States Congress and even the years I spent in the state legislature, providing for rural health care has always been a major problem, and we have not solved that problem with anything we've done up to now. But we have made it somewhat better, some of the programs we've taken. But you always hear from the countless Iowans about the need for doctors, physician's assistants, nurses, and more for any rural state, but particularly we hear it in Iowa. Now, we have been blessed with many dedicated and qualified healthcare professionals, but as this 88,000 person shortage of doctors you've heard about, by 2036, we need many more in these roles, and this announcement today will help fill that need. Following medical schools, doctors have to complete residency programs. State funding has helped create more residency slots under the leadership of Governor Reynolds and the Iowa legislature. And from the federal level, when I was chairman of the Finance Committee in 2020, I helped add 1,000 medical residency slots funded by Medicare. That was the largest such increase in over 25 years. Currently, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services is distributing 200 slots each year while prioritizing the high need of areas like rural communities. The law also requires hospitals in states with new medical schools to receive priority. That's good news given today's announcement. I'm proud that Iowa has already received slots through the first 3 rounds in family medicine, emergency medicine, and cardiovascular disease. I'm hopeful that Iowa hospitals will continue to apply for such positions. Doctors tend to stay in or near the communities that train them. That's something we thought of 50 years ago in the Iowa legislature when we set up an additional 6 residency programs for family practice medicine throughout Iowa. And at least let's see, that'd be 6 more, 5, one of those closed down, but we still have 5 of those in operation. So that's why more doctors being taught in Dubuque is good for rural patients and our state's health care. I'm confident that the new opportunities the University of Dubuque will provide students can help train a talented generation of healthcare providers. And once again, emphasizing the need for that, the tens of thousands of doctors that we're going to be short of even right now, but it's going to get worse. The need for this college can be clearly seen by the support it has received from this community. First, this announcement would not be possible without the generosity of the Butler family. I would like to thank you, Alice and John, for giving back to the University of Dubuque. But as you people in this community know, this effort builds on so many other projects that the Butlers have led to improve the quality of life here in Dubuque. The announcement from the Butler family has been joined with widespread support from state, city, and business leaders, each of them recognizing that this investment in the future of Dubuque will benefit Iowans many years to come. This college will keep the university on the cutting edge, and I look forward to seeing the talented young students who will be taught to deliver quality health care throughout the Midwest. The graduates of this new college will go on to help many Iowans live healthy lives, and I'm certain they will be a great asset to Dubuque. So this is the greatest asset to Dubuque, but not only Iowa, but the tri-state area. Thank you again for this opportunity to be with you. I look forward to the great work that the graduates will accomplish for the people of Iowa and wherever they practice. But once again, thank you for your leadership in this area and opening up the possibility of this school with the generosity of the Butler family.
Thank you for being with us today, Senator Grassley. I know that you had a very busy schedule over the past several days, and the University of Dubuque appreciates you for what you do for our country, for Iowa, and for post-secondary education in Iowa. Your presence today is greatly appreciated, more than you know. And now I will ask the Honorable Governor of the State of Iowa, Kim Reynolds, to come to the podium to address us this morning.
Well, thank you, President Frampton, for that introduction and for everything that you and your team at the University of Dubuque, as well as the Board of Trustees, has done to make the John and Alice Butler College of Osteopathic Medicine possible. I also want to acknowledge former President Dr. Bullock for all the work that you did to really lay the groundwork for today's announcement, which has all the hallmarks of a transformational, as you've heard, project, not only for Dubuque, but also for rural communities across eastern Iowa. There's the trusted local university making a significant investment in the future of its community, region, and state. The city officials working together to make the most of a unique opportunity to enhance their residents' quality of life. And the longtime community leaders and philanthropists generously taking responsibility for the health and vitality of their beloved hometown. This is what it looks like when multiple stakeholders do the hard work of solving problems together. And the results of the partnership, I think, speak for themselves. After all, with the physician shortage projected to affect much of the country in the coming years, especially in rural Iowa and America, a new medical school will be a catalyst for what our state needs right now. It has the potential to attract the best and the brightest from across the country to learn medicine right here in Iowa, build their lives and careers here, and ultimately increase access to the quality of health care in rural areas of our state that need it most. It's hard to overstate the significance of this contribution that would be and as we've heard today's announcement, it also builds on existing physician assistants and nursing programs here at the University of Dubuque. It shows once again, I think, just how committed the university is to being a part of the long-term solution. At full capacity, the college will also bring hundreds of medical students to the campus every year in the heart of downtown, and the economic impact will be significant. Finally, I want to take a moment to recognize John and Alice Butler for their remarkable contribution to the college, which is truly making all of this possible. So John and Alice, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your amazing generosity. Your desire to give back to your community and state is nothing short of inspiring, and I am confident that it will strengthen the quality of health care in Iowa for many years to come. And I want you to know that the state looks forward to being a partner in this endeavor as we look forward to change the landscape of healthcare in the state of Iowa. And I look forward to working with our legislators next year to make rural healthcare, and especially maternal health, a #1 priority of our state moving forward. And it is gifts and just the thoughtfulness and generosity like this that really helps make that a reality. So congratulations to all of you on this very, very exciting day. And Mayor, I will be here every week if we keep making announcements like you guys have continued to make in this great community. God bless you. Keep up the great work.
Reynolds, I would like to thank you personally for being here today. Your commitment to education in general and higher education specifically is acknowledged and especially noticed this day. Your schedule, like Senator Grassley's, is extremely busy, and your presence today and your willingness to endorse publicly the good work that is happening at the University of Dubuque, in our beloved city of Dubuque, and in the great state of Iowa is much appreciated. Today is a great win for healthcare and for education, but perhaps for more than anyone, it is a great win for that high school student in rural Iowa who wonders if she could be a doctor someday to help make people feel better. But she doubts if she could ever become a doctor because she doesn't know how to become one or whom to turn to. There is, however, a pathway for her. UD will find her, and the John and Alice Butler College of Osteopathic Medicine at the University of Dubuque will help her become the doctor she dreams of becoming. So Governor Reynolds, thank you for your support on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, staff, and students at the University of Dubuque. We thank you for celebrating this moment with us. As the University of Dubuque was planning for this announcement and this ceremony, I asked John Butler if he'd like an opportunity to make an address for those gathered here today. And he said he would like to make just a few brief remarks on his and Alice's behalf. So would you please join me in showing our deepest gratitude for John and Alice Butler as he comes forward to share a few words.
Well, thank I'm going to give you a demonstration of brevity, but here, Alice, first of all, we would like to say that obviously Alice and I hold our family, hold our Dubuque community and our University of Dubuque in the highest regard. Secondly, we hope that this gift will provide great impetus for further significant development. Thank you very much.
I want to thank each of you for being a part of this moment. Your support, your belief in this vision, your dedication to our community will make this dream a reality. Together, we will ensure that the University of Dubuque not only serves as a place of learning, but also a beacon of hope, health, and healing. At the University of Dubuque, we challenge our students to be and become, to be servants and become leaders, to be a dreamer from rural Iowa and become a physician. With the College of Osteopathic Medicine, we are empowering students to become agents of change in their communities and beyond. So in closing, for media in attendance, the stage group will remain in place on stage for a brief press conference style Q&A should you have follow-up questions. For the audience in attendance, an array of food and drink options will be available in the A.Y. McDonald lobby, just outside of the John and Alice Butler Hall that we're currently in. John and Alice Butler and family will be seated in the Strottmeyer rehearsal room later if you would like to greet them and express your appreciation to them. Again, thank you and safe travel as you depart wherever your travels may take you for this season's holiday celebration with family and friends. And if you are able, please rise for the benediction, which comes from Colossians chapter 3. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another with psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your heart to the Lord. Whatever you do, in word or in deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. And all of God's people said, Amen.